YouTube, this is about Morrison. Today I'm reviewing Giant Man. So this is a six inches pop figure, and she's a bobblehead, so that'll go over well. So I actually got this at EB Games, and I've wanted him for a long time because he's just a cool figure. So I figured, why not? So this guy is actually very highly detailed, which I like. And I'm getting him out of the box here. It's hard because he's really big. But I don't know if I reviewed before, but I did do the TARDIS. So now this is this guy. Now I'm not gonna put him down because I'm not in my usual recording space. Because one, I broke the tripod leg on my tripod that I'm using right now. The little, you know how they have little balls on them that keep them stood up? Well, it went up in the air and landed somewhere. And two, I'm kind of messy right now because I've been doing a lot of work and stuff, and I'm really lazy, so I didn't feel like cleaning up my room. So, whatever. But this guy is actually really, really cool. Like I know his head's bopping all over the place, but he looks cooler than the Ant-Man pop figure, like the one from the movie. Like, that one was all weird and distorted. But this guy looks like Ant-Man should be. He looks like Ant-Man. So, or Giant Man. Ugh. So, at the back, there's a lot of detail. At the front, there's a lot of detail. And I like it because the way they made the palm figure is that you can still see his eyes behind his mask. So it's like he's wearing a mask, but you can't remove it. It's pretty cool. So, I like it, and I'm very lucky to have this guy. And, yeah, so, I like him because I was Team Cap, by the way. If you can't tell already. Also, all the Captain America stuff around my room. If you couldn't tell by then I can't help you there, bud. But still, yeah, I was rooting for Team Cap. And then this was spoilers, by the way. I'll put it in the description so that people who haven't seen the movie aren't like, that wasn't cool, man. So, if you haven't read the comic books, then you won't know. But I've read the comic books, but I didn't know is that I did know that Bucky or Winter Soldier killed Iron Man or Tony Stark's parents. I knew that, but what I didn't know is that Steve or Captain America, he knew. I'm like, that's a little messed up because he knew in the movie, he knew that Bucky killed his parents, and he didn't say anything to him. He didn't say, "Look, this is what happened. Can you?" No. He left it to the last freaking moment, and then the bad guys showed Iron Man, or, the video, which was kind of messed up. You don't see anything, because this is supposed to be a kid's movie, not like Deadpool, which was awesome, by the way, people, but, yeah, I have to get a Deadpool figure, but it was kind of messed up, because it's like, so you knew, and yeah, you're dead to me now, I'm gonna kill you, because even though I was upset by the fight at the end, because I didn't get full grasp of it, now I'm kind of pissed off. I'm like, you should have beat. But if you did see the movie, then you'd know there's an iconic scene after he blows Bucky's arm off, which was kind of BS because Bucky's arm is made of vibranium, so I don't understand how that worked. Yeah, Bucky's arm in the comic books, they might change it for the movie, but Bucky's arm is made of vibranium, like Captain America's shield, so if they ever fought each other, the Cap couldn't break his arm, and Bucky couldn't destroy his shield. Because they're Zola, I think it was Zola, he made it so messed up, because they're so friends, I'm doing this for friendship, like yeah, I don't know. It's so messed up because they're friends, so he made his arm and and he didn't make Cap's shield, but he made his arms indestructible, like Cap's shield, just so they'd be intertwined in every single comic book ever, which is messed up, but actually kind of smart if you think about it. But anyways, so he destroys his arm, which is BS, by the way, because vibranium, and then they start fighting, and they start doing it hand to hand, and the problem is Iron Man's suit wasn't. I know he's trying to protect people, but Iron Man's suit wasn't built for hand to hand combat. It was more built for shooting to stun or stuff. And stuff like that. Even though it's armor, it wasn't built to battle freaking vibranium, because his his suit, I think, is made from steel or titanium, and that's a it's weaker than vibranium. So it's comic book, it's confusing, but the fight was heartbreaking, but it was wicked at the same time, because you're seeing something that came from a comic book over two guys at Marvel who were saying, well, what would happen if we made Iron Man a super messed up character, and we made Cap, the guy he is, want that stuff to stop, and what would happen if we made the two of them fight? That's basically what the writers were getting at. It was basically the old saying, what would happen if we made these two, like the Batman v Superman movie. I know not a lot of people liked it, but I kind of liked it, to be honest, until he said, "Save Martha," and I was like, off. And all the politics, I was like, too real right now. But it's kind of like Luke Skywalker and Darth Vader. What would happen if we put them in a room and made them fight? Like, what would happen if that... So that's basically what it is. But, yeah, so it's basically like taking your biggest bad guy, but this is a good guy, and your biggest good guy, and make them fight and see what would happen. It's awesome, but it's also tragic, because then you get to the backstories of them, and you get to know the character as they are, and I'm getting way off of this, but you get to know the characters as they are, as a person, even though they're fake. And it's kind of heartbreaking, because you're like, I don't really like this right now. But what I did learn, it was off of Instagram, so I'm just telling you guys, so, is that it was like a charity event or whatever, but it was kids in a sick hospital who decided the fate of the end of the movie. It was something for charity. That's what I heard, and I've been telling people that, and that's what I believe is what the decision was. And and I believe it's true, because I'm a believer. But also, it was on like an official Instagram page, so hit me up if you know. But they didn't want to see their two, because I hated Civil War because no one died. Because I'm a true Marvel guy where always one person has to bite it at the end, and it was kind of unsatisfying to watch that. Rhodey's almost dying, that was freaky as hell. But, sorry I swore, but it was kind of... But at the end scene where they're fighting each other, Cap could have easily just taken the shield at the end and stabbed it and cut him in half. That's what he could have done. Because it's vibranium, and also it's serrated on the edges. Cap's shield is serrated on the edges because of World War II, so he could cut as he hit people. That's how he was made. He was made to fight and kill the Nazis. That's what it was. But like, he could have easily just sliced his armor in half and killed Tony Stark. He could have done that just flat out, but he didn't, because no one wants to see their favorite heroes die on screen. Even though in the comic books, I'm not talking about the movies, I'm not talking about Robert Downey Jr., I'm saying in the comic books, Iron Man was a dick. He threw the Hulk into space because he was tired of dealing with his Angry Hulk crap. He made a robot Thor that would take out all of Team Cap, and basically he split the whole entire world in half over fighting. And now I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, well, but Nick Fury's got to come in here, right? In a comic book before the first Civil War, he went to the moon and he met this thing called the Watcher. Now the Watcher cannot tell you anything about the future, but he knows what's going to happen, and all he can do is just watch it all lay out. So this pissed off Nick Fury, and also someone stole the Watcher's eyes. Now the Watcher's eyes are like our eyes, we can see them, and so Nick Fury killed him, of course, because of Nick Fury. And people found out, and they made him the Watcher of Earth. So he could not help stop Civil War. He had to sit there and he had to watch as the world split basically in two, and they fought back and forth until the final scene, which I was getting up to, where Cap is like this with his shield and Iron Man's like this. That's from the comic book. And of course Cap got thrown across the room and he was basically done. And I think he died. I think he went to jail, and then from his injuries he died from that fight. And it severely changed Iron Man, because they're like, okay, no one's really liking this Iron Man, because no one likes an Iron Man who's rude. No one, like, he's rude all in all, but that's part of his character. But no one wants an Iron Man who would purposely blow up half the world just to show, hey, I'm the bigger man. No one wants that. So after Cap's death, they made him kind of reboot himself. So he was so distraught, and he kind of just snapped and rebooted. So he was like Batman when he fought the Joker. This was from a comic book, actually, so that's another spoiler. He hit his head on a bar, and it knocked him out, and he didn't remember that he was Batman, and he was happy for like years until he finally found out he was Batman. No one wants to see so they basically rebooted the character so that the character didn't remember he was Iron Man. He didn't remember who he was, and he didn't know what the frig was going on. They brought Nick Fury back, which was okay, and they kind of pieced together the world, but it was a world without an Iron Man. You still have War Machine, I think. And it was a world without Captain America until, I think it was Bucky or Falcon took over. So yeah, so that's a little spiel into it. I think I'll do a comics talk, too, along with movie talks. That'll be in another episode, but still. So, check this character out. But, just for size comparison, because I'm running out of time, the TARDIS is taller just by the little light thingy up here. So this guy's 6 inches tall. This thing's gotta be like at least 8 or 7 inches tall. So I don't know. But getting right into it. This one's Giant Man. He's number 135 of the Captain America Civil War series. Then there's, of course, 125 Captain America with his shield on his back. 126, which is Iron Man. 127, which is Falcon. You can't find him. 128, which is War Machine. There's so many. 129, which is Winter Soldier. So many. 130, which is Black Panther. He's impossible to find because everyone wants him because he's a badass character. 131, which is Agent 13. She's kind of dipped off the market there. You can't really find her. 132, Black Widow. Same. 133, Scarlet Witch. Same. 134, Crossbones. He's like hiding out somewhere. I don't know. And then 135, which is Giant Man, and my Civil War 4-pack, which doesn't have a number on it. So yeah. So that's it for this episode. If you want to see more in-depth things like this, where I talk about comics or movies, post your comment in the post your opinion in the comments below. Do the nice stuff like and subscribe, and I will see you guys later.